Hey you guys, welcome back to Psalm 146 Home and Garden. Today I'm going to show you guys how I make Puerto Rican rice. And as you can see, I have the cutting board right here and there's seeds all over the place. I got a little bit of a mess, but I want to show you real quick. I prep my ingredients in advance. So to make one batch, which I'm going to make several batches because tomorrow we're having potluck at my church. But you need some ham, or at least that's what I use. And I got the end part so you can see like the brown part that's on the side. So I got the end cap of the ham, and this is just 1 pound right here, but I actually only need a little bit of that. Some tomato sauce. If it's Goya, it's gotta be good, you know what they say. Then the pigeon peas, I like the dry ones, but if you want to use the green ones, it's up to you. And actually the main recipe for it is right here on the back, so you could see the plate, how it's gonna look. If this camera will focus like that, there you go. But I actually add extra ingredients to mine, like this is called alcaparado, which is really manzanilla olives that are pitted. Make sure you get the pitted ones if you get this, because it is not fun biting into an olive that has a pit inside of it. So it has also the little red peppers and capers, so you can see that these olives are pitted. And then let me see, can I find a caper in here for you guys to see what it looks like? Okay, this little bit right there. Okay. And so besides that, a pack of bacon, which you're only gonna use a few slices of this. And the purpose of the bacon is to be able to saute the onion, which you only need half an onion, but since I'm making more, there's an entire one cut up in there. And then it calls for 2 garlic cloves, but I have 7 here because I'm extra like that. And the original recipe calls for green bell pepper for only half a cup of it. But besides the green, I also like to add orange and yellow and red. So these are the ingredients, plus it needs 2 cups of rice. So I have a jar of rice right here. And then, oh, hope that don't fall off the table. It also calls for 1 package of sazon Goya, which is basically just your regular MSG, but it also has coriander and annatto in it. And so I'm gonna use 1.5 per each one of my, well, I'll just use 1. Because the original recipe just calls for 1, and let me think. Oh, and you also need a few cups of water. Let me actually read this, because that's the one thing on here that I actually do stay true to. So 3 cups of water. And for the can of tomato sauce, you're only going to use half of it, because it's for half of a cup, and the cup is 8 ounces, and the can is 8 ounces. So that's pretty much it. So let me get started. So I had grabbed 5 slices of bacon, and I wish it was the thick cut, but it's not, but it doesn't matter, like bacon is bacon. So I just cut it into 4 different sections like that, and I'm gonna throw it in a pan and get this sizzling. And then once the lard starts melting off of it, then I'm gonna toss in about half a cup of ham, and then we're also gonna put in the, where is it, the onion and bell peppers, and then the garlic goes in after the onion is all sauteed and everything. And I apologize for the noise in the background. My son's playing with a toy, there's a dog barking outside, there's people playing music in the neighborhood. Like, it's just, everything's going on right now. So I'm assuming that my pan is nice and hot already. Okay, yes, it's sizzling. Alright. And on any normal other given day, I wouldn't particularly use this kind of stainless steel pan for frying things. I would rather use my cast iron skillet, but this is the pan that it's the right size and it has a lid because I'm making rice in it, so I need to be able to cover it. So I then stirred this up. I washed my hands, turned on the light so you guys could see better because it's starting to get dark out already. And see how this sticks to the bottom of the pan right there? That's why I didn't particularly want to use this kind of pan. So now you can see that the lard has rendered down a lot in here and it's nice and liquidy. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is throw in about half a cup of this ham that I diced up. I'll save the rest of it to make some eggs or something like an omelet in the morning or whatever. Well, actually, no, because Sunday mornings I make pancakes. Well, I can mix it with the eggs too. So I'm gonna just fry that up and I'm gonna like stir it around, brown it on all sides, and then throw in the onion after. So now I'm gonna try to manage to get exactly like half of the onion in. I should have divided it into 2 different bags, but yeah. There we go. Some green bell peppers going in. The more the merrier, I guess. Orange bell peppers going in. Some red bell peppers going in. Last but not least, we got yellow. Oops. And I'm getting ready to give this all a stir, and I hope you can't hear the music that's going outside because I did not want to get a strike on my camera. So I just stirred it all in, incorporated all of these ingredients nicely. You can see how much of a beautiful looking mixture it is. And so I think maybe I could use a little bit more red in here, but it's perfectly fine because the sazon is going to turn the whole dish red anyway. Okay, so now that you can see it's kind of nice and translucent to a certain extent, I'm going to try to get half of this garlic in here. Oops, that might be a little too much, but alright. And I'm going to stir this in and wait another couple minutes before adding in the water, the pigeon peas, the packet of sazon. It smells so good in here after the garlic's been added in. And once you put the garlic, you want to make sure to stir it very often because garlic does burn easy. And I can't find my measuring cup, so I got these little jam jars and they're 8 ounces each. So we're going to put in 3 of this. 2. And then there's number 3 right there. And then we're going to add in the pigeon peas, or gandules as they call them. So you guys, it calls for a can of undrained pigeon peas. And before you put that in, just make sure you wash the can because, you know, people handle stuff at the store. So yeah, that's alright. And then we're going to add in, oh my goodness, Joey. We're going to add in a pack of sazon goya next. So just tear this, put it like that. And please excuse this little mess that I made here. Y'all know my stove was clean before I started. So next we're going to add in half a can of the tomato sauce. Hopefully half, because that seems about right, hopefully. I'm just eyeballing it. And like I said, wash your cans before you cut them open. And a lot of people don't particularly like olives, so use it to your discretion. But me, yeah. Like, to me, this dish needs them. So I'm gonna actually scoop out a few more, but I need my other hand to do so. Otherwise, I'm gonna lose all the liquid, so I'll be back. So I got all of this up in here. I'm just gonna mix it. And then once it's up to a boil, we're gonna put in 2 cups of rice. Okay, now that it's at a nice boiling, I'm gonna just add in 2 cups, and I pre-measured them into a regular cup because I can't find my regular 1 cup measuring spoon or the half cup, so I had to use the 1/3 cup, and so I scooped in 6 of those. And so I'm just gonna mix this in. We're gonna put the lid on it, and people are acting crazy outside, racing outside, like if this is the NASCAR over here when we're not close to that. But I'm actually gonna yeah, let me go ahead and mix this properly. I'll put the lid on and then I'll bring you guys back. So the lid is on, and I wanted to show you right away, but I ended up cleaning up the stove before that stuff got dry and crusted on. So you could see a little bit through here that it's still boiling, but I'm gonna reduce the heat and have it nice and low, and then I'm gonna let it cook for at least 20, maybe even up to 40 minutes just to make sure that everything's thoroughly cooked. Okay, so I actually left this a whole lot longer than the time said on the recipe, and I have no idea exactly what time it was when I had left off, but right now it's actually 7:51 p.m. and this is what it looks like. Bless you, sweetie. And oh, that's hot. Ew. So as you can see, the bits of rice in there, they're thoroughly cooked, and it smells marvelous. It smells magically delicious. So I actually took it out of the pan and flipped it into the slow cooker so I could keep this warm while I make the second batch. But I just want to show you this burnt part on the bottom. that crispy goodness right there that's full of flavor. That's the part that everybody be fighting over for whatever reason. And it is delicious. So that's it, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Have a very blessed rest of your evening.